Colorado.
Good morning. Happy Thursday, May 9th. I'm Kimberly Perot and I'm here in the studio. Welcome to Good Morning Vail. On today's episode, we're taking a look at Vail Vibes. She's giving us a tour of the Gambit Hotel. Plus, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're continuing conversations with the Talk Away the Dark campaign. We always love our partnership with Covered Bridge, so we can't wait to see what they have to say. And then I'm very excited about our live Zoom conversation with the Expedition from Hell, The Lost Tapes, a brand new docuseries airing this Sunday, May 12th. So lots happening. Let's get started. And hour one or hour two or the entire show starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
It might be chilly outside, but inside here at the Sebastian Hotel is a cozy new bar where you can take a break from the winter chill.
There's a new hot spot in town. The former Frost Bar went from icy to cozy and is relaunched as the Gambit Bar. Located inside the Sebastian Hotel, the new lounge is warm, intimate, and inviting. This is John D'Angelo, the general manager at the Sebastian. When he's not helping out in the bar, you may catch him by the entrance making hot, fresh stroopwafels.
Amazing.
He says the Gambit Bar has been a huge success so far.
I just could not be more happy with the first month of the Gambit Bar. It's it's a chess move. It's a clever risk. It's talking to someone you haven't spoken to before, maybe trying a drink you haven't tried before.
Speaking of drinks you may never have tried before, the Gambit's cocktails are a reflection of the hotel's priceless art collection.
There's a lot of beautiful artwork in the hotel, from Leonora Carrington to Emilio Plasencia Garcia to Alejandro Marti, who was the owner of this hotel, who passed away in July. We named a drink after him, and we named a drink after Leonora Carrington. It's Don Alejandro, which is a Scotch drink, and the Carrington Club, which is a tequila drink. We literally took a picture of their art and printed it on rice paper, and we floated on top of the drink. And it's been a huge seller. Also, our cherry smoked old fashioned was our biggest seller for the first month.
Nightly entertainment, an elevated menu, and as far as the stroopwafels, well, that's up to chance.
You got to catch it. You just got to get lucky.
John says it's just a hobby for him, but given the lines that form when that scent travels through the hotel, he may just make it a regular occurrence. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Woods presents Nashville Roadhouse Live, where country meets rock and roll.
Where I drank my first beer, where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. Join us every week for more live performances right here on Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi there! Are you ready to explore famous neighborhoods from New York City to Kentucky? Watch The Neighborhood with host Nicole Newman. Featuring famous people, unique history, and delicious places to eat and drink. Our viewers get an inside personal look at each neighborhood. With each episode we learn, grow, laugh, and live like a local, not just a visitor. Welcome to The Neighborhood. Check your local program schedule and tune in.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Popstar Today.
Learn the latest in science each week and how it relates to everyday life. From space exploration to plant biology to the latest in high-tech advances. Every new scientific development is explored and explained in an understandable way. Amazing stories each week. Watch Science Now.
Daily Flash Latino. Designed for the American Latino audience, Daily Flash Latino hosts Jessica Reyes and Fabian Marcano deliver their fresh perspective on the latest entertainment news, celebrity gossip, fashion, health, and more in both English and Spanish, aka Spanglish. Daily Flash Latino builds, connects, and celebrates the diverse Hispanic audience. Daily Flash Latino, trending news and entertainment with a splash of Spanglish.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Good morning, Vail.
I'm always so fascinated and curious about people who like to try extreme things, and especially when they do them in the name of charity. Now, we have a very interesting conversation to be had with the executive producer and a participant of the brand new docuseries that's dropping on Discovery Plus this Sunday called The Expedition from Hell, The Lost Tapes. Joining me today is executive producer David Freed and Alexander Hernandez, a participant in the journey. Gentlemen, how are you this morning?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. We are live. Now, excited to chat about this new docuseries. So, David, let's start with you. You know, you're executive producer on the project. You know, what made you decide that this is a story that needs to be told?
So Mickey Grossman is the guy who put this expedition together. He put it together back in 2012 following a bout of melanoma cancer, where he, I guess, kind of got really close to what he thought maybe was the end of his life. He had a lot of cancer in his family, and ostensibly put together an expedition to bring awareness to cross 5,000 miles from the west coast to the east coast of South America, something that hadn't been done since the days of the Spanish explorers. And he said he wanted to do that to bring awareness to cancers for altruistic reasons. we inherited about, I don't know, several hundred hours of tape of this expedition and tried to piece it together into something coherent, something that made sense. We would get these random clips completely unorganized. On one clip, we'd see an armed group of men with machine guns. On one clip, we see a bridge breaking and someone falling through it, and we don't have any context for any of this or what the heck was happening. So a big part of this was piecing together the puzzle of the expedition and trying to make sense of it and telling that story. And for me, very early on, it was clear that this was not your usual Discovery Channel expedition survivalist show. This was something very different. And it takes a lot of twists and turns and gets kind of nuts along the way. But also, it's kind of funny. Like, it's not just that Apocalypse Now descent into madness. It's also got like a little bit of Tropic Thunder, which appeals to me.
I love that Apocalypse Now descends into madness. Now, the trailer is very intense, and it really you can see the chaos in it. So, Alexander, you participated in this journey. Why did you decide to do it? And let's talk further.
It's actually quite embarrassing. It was a chamber event. We were all in suits and ties, having wine and cheese, and a pretty woman comes up and says, "Hey, do you want to save and help kids with cancer, and at the same time maybe cross a couple swamps?" And I thought, you know what, my dad did this and brought us to the country here to when he was learning and going through school. I could do this. I could help save the planet and help kids with cancer. So it started out with some great ideals and altruistic thoughts, but was a much tougher experience than I had ever thought.
Yeah, it definitely looks very intense. So I can't wait to watch the series. So Alexander, did you train for it? Did you have any idea what to expect outside of you're going on this wild expedition through the Amazon?
I mean, some of the stuff you just got to see, but most of my training was done in my living room with my army boots and socks on top of my army boots, because my wife didn't want me to have the army boots around the carpet or the furniture. So it was kind of like training, but not really.
That's very, I can't wait to see it. And so, David, let's talk a little bit further. According to people, the only person that actually completed the full 5,000 miles was Mickey Grossman. So what is this journey? What can we expect as we watch this docuseries?
Well, I don't want to get too deep into spoiler territory, but it is true that not everybody makes it to the end. It is true that this is a very harrowing experience, full of twists and turns that do shed some of its expedition attendees along the way. Alex was talking about wearing his boots around his living room to try and prepare. And when Mickey cast a net to bring participants with him, I don't think his chief concern was always the best survivalists in the world. You really have a couple of great fish out of water stories in people like Alex that help. I think that a lot of the audience is going to relate with. So what the audience is going to see, they're going to see the rise and fall of a very doomed expedition across the Amazon.
Sounds great. Now, Alex, and keeping in the vein of not giving away spoilers, is there a specific moment as you were going through this journey that really stands out to you?
Oh, there's so many moments that you wanted to go, oh my God, this is beautiful. And there are some moments that you want to give up and you want to cry, and there's no one to cry to. No one, you can't cry to Mickey. Mickey is Mickey. Mickey's tough and crazy, and it's both an appealing thing but a scary thing. So there's moments in there that you don't believe. You're going, why am I here? What's going on? This is crazy.
Well, I cannot wait to watch it. So David, tell us, where can we find the docuseries, and when does it air?
This is airing Expedition from Hell, The Lost Tapes, this Sunday, May 12th, on wherever you get your Discovery and streaming on Max.
Wonderful. Well, David and Alex, thanks so much for joining. Congratulations on the release and the world premiere happening this Sunday, May 12th. We appreciate you both. And Alex, I'm glad you survived.
Me too. Thank you.
Now stay tuned. We'll be back with more of our show right after this quick break.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
911, what's the address of your emergency?
We're on Highway 6. Stone Ridge Road is the nearest intersection.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
It looks like a person has been hit that was waiting at the bus stop. He's lying on the ground, and his bag is shot all over the place, and he's unresponsive.
My name is Chief Greg Daly with the Avon Police Department. We are making a public appeal in respect to the tragic loss of Jack Ladisic, who was killed on March 5th of this year. Jack had come to the Vail Valley for many, many years. He was an avid skier and skied with the same group of friends for over 40 years. As a 76-year-old, he was an amazingly active individual. Jack was tragically lost on the night of March 5th, and he was left on the side of the road after somebody hit him with a vehicle. We are appealing to our community for any information that you may know about this event, or if you have any information about the person that was driving that vehicle that night.
Hello, I'm Detective Sergeant Herrera with the Avon Police Department. On the night of March 5th, 2024, Jack Ladistic was walking westbound on Highway 6 at approximately 6:45 p.m. He was struck by a vehicle and killed. The vehicle left the scene. We know this to be a white, smaller vehicle reported by a witness. You are now seeing a video of a volunteer wearing similar clothing to what Jack was wearing that night. If you have any information or have heard of any information regarding that tragedy that night, please contact the Avon Police Department. We are seeking justice for Jack.
You know TV8 Vail has great local content, but did you know about our production services? Hire an expert to develop your website reel, commercials, live stream events, studio production, and more. If you can dream it, we can help you do it. TV8 delivers high-quality content in both English and Spanish. Contact us today to discuss your next project. Email Danielle at tv8vail.com or call 970-628-9881.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, it is very important to be having these conversations, and especially during the month of May, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, Maddie had a conversation with the Talk Away the Dark campaign, which just really encourages people to be comfortable to talk about their mental struggles, because mental health is wealth. Let's take a look.
The way to do that is to talk away the dark, and I'm joined by Vic Armstrong, who's going to give us some more information. Good morning, Vic.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Now, you've got a very large job title, so can you give us just a little look into what that is?
Yeah, well, let me start by telling you a little bit about the organization, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Our mission is to save lives and bring hope to those impacted by suicide. We are the nation's largest suicide prevention organization and the world's largest private funder of suicide research. We have chapters in all 50 states, plus Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico. So we have chapters in that your listeners can connect with. But my role at FSP, I am Vice President of Health Equity and Engagement. And what that involves is providing equity and clinical expertise across our policy, across our programs, and across our communications. So a lot of what I focus on is how we create space to have conversations in communities that we may not have had conversations with in the past, and realizing that oftentimes the conversation around suicide prevention and awareness and mental health in general, oftentimes these look different for different communities because different communities have been socialized differently around how suicide impacts them. And so a lot of my role is helping us think through how do we connect differently with communities so they see themselves in the work that we do.
Now, something that's really important as we're talking about mental health is how you can recognize that someone might be struggling and how you can talk to them about their mental health. So can you give us some more tips and tricks on how people could maybe speak to their loved ones about their mental health?
Yeah. So first of all, we do recognize it's a very difficult conversation for people to have. It's often a conversation people are uncomfortable with. And oftentimes people who are struggling with their mental health or who are having thoughts of suicide, they will oftentimes reach out for help in ways that may make sense to them, but we don't always recognize them. So we try to teach people how to recognize the risks and the warning signs that someone may be struggling with their mental health. And those risks and warning signs often come in the form of changes in talk, change in mood, change in behavior. So change in talk may look like someone actually saying that I'm thinking about killing myself, and always take talk of suicide seriously. It may be someone just simply saying, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm just tired. You want to lean into those conversations and really inquire about what that means. You may see change in mood. Change in mood may be someone who has traditionally been more downbeaten, or someone who is more low key. Now all of a sudden they're more upbeat, more elated. Maybe they've decided that my troubles are over because I don't want to be here. I won't be here tomorrow. Or you may see changes in behavior. Those may be things like someone engaging in more risk-taking behavior. It may be someone increasing their use of drugs or alcohol. So you want to be aware of all of those changes in behavior. And if you see those changes, we encourage people to ask directly if you think that someone may be thinking about suicide. We know there's often stigma attached to that, in that people are afraid that if I ask the question, I'm going to put the thought in their heads. Research says the opposite is true. You don't make someone suicidal by asking them, but you may open up the space for that person to be able to talk about what's going on with them, and that may be healing for them. If you're looking for resources on how to have those conversations, we do have resources on our website. You can go to afsp.org/talkawaythedark. Our Talk Away the Dark campaign. It really is a guide that illustrates, it's a depiction of how you have conversation with someone who may be experiencing suicidal thoughts, but they're not openly talking about it. You see an illustration of someone having a caring conversation and then connecting that person with help. We also have in that same space our Real Convo guides. And our Real Convo guide gives you a guide for how to engage in that conversation, how to have the conversation with the individual, and then how to connect them with help. And our new Real Convo guide even gives you tips on how to talk to someone if they may be hesitant about seeking help. If someone says to you, I don't want to go into therapy. I've been in therapy before, it didn't work. Or I don't want to take medication. Or I don't want to end up going in the hospital. Our new Real Convo guide gives you step-by-step instruction on how to talk to that person. In all of these instances, we encourage you to talk with them privately, to listen to their story carefully, give them an opportunity to talk about what's going on with them, to let them know that they're being heard, that you validate their feelings. Don't debate with them about what they're feeling, but listen, have open, honest conversation. If you feel that they are experiencing suicidal thoughts, ask them directly and then point them to help.
Now, how common is suicide in the U.S.? Only because it is something we're talking about. You cover all 50 states. And so how often does it happen?
So we saw an increase from 2021 to 2022 of about 3%. So we're at about 50,000 suicides in 2022. And while even one death by suicide is way too many, I think the thing for me that is a little bit comforting is that we understand, even though we've seen this increase in suicide, we understand today much better than we did even 5 years ago about how to reach into communities and to reach people before they reach that point of suicidality. We're getting in, we have more research on upstream suicide prevention and awareness, and we have more information now on how to engage communities. And we created more resources that allow us to engage communities and engage people where they live, work, play, and worship. And that gives us encouragement that we are prepared to deal with these changes and to provide resources for people who are hurting.
Now, you gave us all the great information that people can expect to see on your website. If someone in your family, someone that you love so dearly is struggling, how can you encourage them in a great way and a kind, empathetic way to start seeking help?
Well, the first thing is, if you suspect that they are thinking about suicide, ask them directly. Let them know that you're asking them because you care about them. Validate their feelings. You may not understand what they're going through, but because you don't understand their pain does not mean that their pain isn't real. Let them know that they matter, that their life matters, that their pain matters, and that you want to connect them with resources because you value them and because you care about them. And then if that person's hesitant, you can also offer to make the call with them. If you need to call emergency services, I encourage people, if you're able to stay with that person until the emergency services arrive. Let them know that they are not alone. People who are experiencing suicidal thoughts oftentimes have lost hope, they've lost social connection. And by you being there with them, letting them know that you value them, that you care about them, that you love them, you may be that conduit that offers them that hope and that social connection that just may save their lives.
Which is such an important role for people to take. Now, one more time, what's the website if people would like to find more information?
So you can find information on Talk Away the Dark in our Real Convo Guide at afsp.org/talkawaythedark. You can find resources for your local community at afsp.org. If you want to find out how to join a walk in your community, if you want to find out how you can find supportive resources in your community, if you want to connect with your local chapter, we have local chapters that stand ready and willing to engage with communities to provide trainings, to provide support. You can find all of that on our website at afsp.org.
Vic, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and thank you for the hard work you do, not only in our local communities, but in communities across the U.S. We're really grateful.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Make sure that if you or someone you know is struggling with your mental health, that you use these great resources that Talk Away the Dark has to offer, only because you could help save a life. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail.
It's time for the best coverage of the top stories in sports. The Sports Wrap with Jason Page starts now.
How do you make Anthony Edwards the face of your franchise if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves? We'll get into that.
And we say hello to our good friend Matt Verderam, who hangs out with us from SI.com. Their NFL insider, one of them, is hanging out with us on the program today. Did you see Caitlin Clark last night? She put up a 40-burger, hits the game-winning three as time expires. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Broncos, one of the NFL's most dysfunctional situations.
The Sports Wrap with Jason Page.
From small towns to big cities and everywhere in between, we're covering the great things that are happening right now in the USA. This is Positively America with Ernie Anastas.
Each week, we're going to focus on the great things that are happening every day in the USA. We'll feature change makers.
In every older person, there's a younger person saying, how did this happen?
Innovators.
I talk about design the way some people might talk about like the person they're in love with.
Doers and dreamers.
You can use that recognition to pay it forward.
Ordinary Americans accomplishing extraordinary things.
When you smile, you receive one back most of the time.
We're going to prove to you that optimism and hope are paving the way to an even brighter tomorrow.
We've got a lot of programs that are specifically focused on the children of our fallen heroes.
At Positively America, our mission is to feature good news.
For the latest and greatest trends in pop entertainment, Popstar Today brings you compelling celebrity lifestyle stories that matter most to you. From movies, music, TV, and streaming shows, to fashion, social media influencers, and the latest on who is seeing who. Join host Elizabeth Stanton as she digs deep and dives in. This is Pop Star Today.
Good morning, Vail.
Well, May showers certainly will bring June flowers. So let's take a look at today's forecast and beyond. As you can see, 31 degrees this morning. So we're still feeling a little bit of those winter temperatures, and we're getting a little bit of a wintry mix as well. We've got morning rain and snow, and then it'll turn into the afternoon rain showers as the temperatures continue to warm up. 43 degrees for the high. We've got about 50% chance of that wintry mix coming in. Winds will be coming from the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now looking at our hourly forecast, we've got 31 degrees this morning at 8 a.m. and then 39 and rain and snow showers throughout the day. Noon is about 39 for the high, and then 4 p.m. just about the same, which it will turn into the rain. And then tonight, because the temperatures will be dropping with a 36 degrees at 8 p.m., we'll be looking at some snow showers as well. Moving into that I-70 corridor, Denver, they're actually seeing the same weather that we are here in the valley. 53 degrees for the high. We're looking at that rain mix, 50% chance there. And then Vail, we got 43 for the high. Just about the same, that wintry mix, 50% chance. Avon is seeing just about the same, except the temperatures jump up to 50 degrees here in Avon. And then Eagle, as always, they're our warmer cousin down the valley. We've got 53 degrees for the high, wintry mix in Eagle as well, 40% chance of that. Now tonight, 30 degrees. We are looking at snow showers, so if you're still catching some turns, you've got a little bit more time left on the mountain. Snow, 50% chance there. And then the sunset, I love these longer days, 8:08 p.m. The winds will be coming from the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now the 5-day forecast, we are at the precipice of the weekend. Friday, afternoon showers, 50% chance of that. And then we've got a high of 51, low of 31. And then Saturday, this is the fun part, 60% chance of precipitation and afternoon thunderstorms. I don't know about you, but I love hearing a good rolling thunder across the mountains. 55 for the high, 33 for the low, and then Sunday, 60% chance of precipitation as well. 54 for the high, 33 for the low. Monday, scattered showers, 59. So we are looking at almost 60 degrees on Monday. 50% chance of precipitation, but the sun is making its way back out on Monday. 59 degrees for the high, 36 for the low, and then Tuesday, I think we're pretty much done with the wet stuff. 55 for the high, 33 for the low, and the sunshine will be making its way back out. Now, we love our partnership with Covered Bridge Magazine. Their printed publications are wonderful, but so are their in-person interviews here in the studio. Let's take a look at their conversation with Bahava.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Covered Bridge on TV8. I'm Kim Fuller, editor-in-chief of Covered Bridge Magazine.
I'm Bobby LaRue, the director of partnerships at Covered Bridge Magazine. We have the pleasure today of sitting down with Madeline of Bava Beauty and Wellness in Avon, and we're excited to share her story and her business with all of you.
Yeah, so Madeline, you just opened Bava Beauty and Wellness in Avon. Tell us a little bit about your background in the Valley and your inspiration for opening the business.
Yeah, thanks for having me this morning. I was born and raised in the Vail Valley, so I'm a longtime native, and I saw an opportunity to open a business here, and I just took it. I've been an esthetician massage therapist for about 8 years now, and I was inspired to start a holistic health business because my dad passed away from cancer, and I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer myself. And I feel really thankful that I get to share that with the community that I grew up in. So I'm super excited to bring Bava to the Valley.
Great.
Now, you recently opened. I remember coming to your grand opening, which was pretty exceptional.
Yeah.
I would say it's a beautiful space if you guys haven't been there yet. But give us a little bit of an idea of what you're offering there and what you're hoping to bring to our community.
Yeah. So besides regular spa services, obviously we want people to just come relax, get a facial, get a massage. But we have an infrared sauna. We offer IV therapy, vitamin injections. It's just, we want whole body holistic health. So we're going to start offering comprehensive wellness testing, as well as, supplements to go along with that. So acupuncture, it's all over the board. We want everybody to come in and experience that whole body holistic health.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of coming in for a spa day, and the first thing that you get to see when you walk into spaces, like Bobby had mentioned, is just the amazing design that you worked with a designer on, and also had input that you shared with me. And it's so peaceful. There's definitely a feeling of serenity and space there that you can just relax all day. I particularly love that infrared sauna and being able to connect your own music or your own podcast, whatever it is, through your phone and have a really relaxing experience there. So there's just so many ways to enjoy the space. And you had mentioned that you have events as well, Madeline.
Yeah, we're going to start having, besides our regular hours, we're going to have some fun events on our schedule, mini yoga sessions, group acupuncture, aura photography, winter solstice ceremony, the list goes on. We're going to start having some fun events. We want people to come enjoy that as well. And I think that's a really good offering for the community to, come experience that. So I think it'll be fun. And, I'm excited to have some other faces in Bava as well. Obviously, we've got myself and a team, but we're going to have some fun, pop-ups and guests there as well. So I'm excited for that, and really utilize the space. We've got a nice space, so I'm excited.
Yeah. So number one, where are you located, and then number two, these great events. How do the listeners, the watchers, keep an eye and make sure they can attend these events?
We're located inside the Christie Lodge in Avon. It's next to Subway. We're kind of hidden in there, so we're kind of new, and people sometimes have a little bit of trouble finding us. But you can walk through the Christie Lodge lobby and find us. You can park, in the front and come find us. We're right next to Subway, and they can check our website. We update our website. Our Instagram is also a great place. We're posting, pretty on top of it, updating the website with any offerings, events, as well as the Instagram. So they can, follow us there.
Great. Yeah. And that combination of beauty and wellness, what was the inspiration there and the name Bava and just creating your business? How did it all come together for you?
Yeah. I think when you look good, feel good, you can do good too. And I think at some point or another, most people have experienced, kind of whether they know it or not, a feeling of like being unwell, or just like at one point, maybe, you go on this journey of, your health, that can be all over the board. So I really just wanted to combine the aspect of look good, feel good, do good. And I think we really bring that at Bava. And I was inspired by Bava. Bava means a mental state of peace or bliss. And so I think when clients come into Bava, they can really experience that. We want that whole body, mind, body wellness.
Love that. Yeah, so in our current issue of Covered Bridge magazine, this is the abundance issue, here for winter and spring, and just love this opening. To step into Bava Beauty and Wellness is to step away from the bustling energy of a busy day. Man, does that resonate? Yeah. Right? To be able to leave the hustle, the bustle behind and take some time for yourself. Also such a great gift at any time of year to offer to someone, a friend, a family member, to just allow themselves that self-care.
Yeah. We've been kind of coining give the gift of wellness. And that can mean so many different things, but everybody wants to feel well. You can just give them a gift card, or enjoy it how you want to enjoy it, whether that's you just want to come relax, or you want some self-care, or you want to come rejuvenate, whatever it is. You can come to Bava for that.
It's so great. Once again, Madeline Hethco with Bava Beauty and Wellness here in Avon. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everyone for watching Covered Bridge Magazine. This is our newest issue, and this is Covered Bridge on TV8. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you. Enjoy the journey.
Good morning, Vail.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
I'm Danella Richard. I've made a career traveling the world. I've worked for some of the biggest names in travel, and now I've traded in my business suit for a swimsuit. Swimming with the sharks, swinging at the edge of the world, throwing back a few shots, or shall I say spirits. Eating some of the best cuisine, and even making a few furry friends along the way. I invite you to come along with me and discover the world.
Join us on the famous Leadville Railroad. This historic train ride takes you on an unforgettable trip through the heart of the Rockies for an afternoon of adventure, relaxation, and sightseeing. Our scenic train rides are a perfect place to bring families closer together while immersing them in the natural beauty and rich history of this picturesque region. Enjoy the spectacular Colorado scenery. Even meet the engineer. Make memories that will last a lifetime. Tickets available at LeadvilleRailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Now, we all love a good expedition, especially when it involves the search for dinosaurs. Now, here in Edwards, we have a place called Dinosaur Junction where you can learn all about the dinosaurs and their bones, their expeditions, and all of those things. Maddie took a tour. Let's go take a look.
We are standing here with local legend and local paleontologist Billy Dorn with the Dinosaur Museum.
Museum at Dinosaur Junction.
See, I knew it was something great, though.
You were practically there, Maddie. You're practically there.
I was so close, but you gave me a small little tour before the interview started. Now, this is one of these hidden gems in our community. This is a nonprofit that really was brought by Eagle County and you collaborating together.
Yes, it was. It was kind of one of those situations where Mother Nature said, "Oh, you want to find some cool fossils? Well, there you go. Now you got to do something with it all." So that's where the museum came from. We call it the Museum at Dinosaur Junction because most of the stuff that we found in this area is from an area down the road. I can't say exactly where it is, but we've coined it, we've nicknamed it Dinosaur Junction over the years because there's so much stuff there. And it's not just a couple dinosaurs, it's stuff that spans about 170 million years of the dinosaur time, and we found upwards of 10 to 12 different stuff in that area. So that's why we call it the Museum at Dinosaur Junction. But as you mentioned, we are a nonprofit. It's very much focused on Eagle County. In fact, as we walk around, I can tell you right now about 80% of what's in here, so almost everything I have found in this immediate area in Eagle County. So it's a real kind of cool peek back into the ancient prehistoric time of Eagle County.
I was just going to say, not only are we taking a look back in history that everyone knows and loves because dinosaurs are kind of the coolest thing ever.
They're pretty wild.
I mean, it's spectacular to be in here.
It's funny because a lot of parents will ask me, because every kid, and every parent out there knows, every kid is obsessed with dinosaurs at some point.
Yes.
They're like, why is that? And I think, and this goes with adults as well, dinosaurs are that bridge between fantasy and reality.
Yes.
I mean, if you were to try to describe someone a Tyrannosaurus Rex, an animal that was 40 feet long and weighed upwards of 25 to 30,000 pounds, that could eat an elephant, that's something out of a horror movie. But that animal lived here. It lived here in Colorado, you know? So I think it's that fascination for things that seem so fantasy and seem so unreal, but yet, as you said, they were here. They were stomping around.
Which then you get a rich part of our history as a community since you did find them here. So as we're kind of hyping this up and people are getting excited about the dinosaurs and what you found here in Eagle County, why don't we take a nice little tour?
Let's take a look. We'll come down this way. The museum's set up pretty easily. It's very elementary. There's basically 3 periods of the dinosaurs that they existed. The beginning is the Triassic time, when dinosaurs first show up on Earth and in Colorado, and that's about 230 million years ago. At the same time, crocodiles first show up. So crocodiles and dinosaurs live side by side. They're not the same animal, but they were here in Colorado. In fact, I've found fossils from massive crocodiles here in Eagle County. So yeah, we had some huge crocs walking around. But the Triassic time, this kind of shows you a little bit. One thing that did not exist for most of the time of the dinosaurs, Maddie, is where we live and celebrate, and that's the Rocky Mountains.
Right.
They were not here. There would have been some little hills, some small little uplifts here and there, but basically Colorado for the majority of the Triassic time would have been very much like the Sahara Desert. Rolling sand dunes as far as we can see, fairly arid and dry. There was some water moving around. Animals are relatively small. This is also a time when Earth is looking pretty unique because we don't have all the different continents. We don't have North America, South America, Australia, Africa, Europe, etc. It's one supercontinent called Pangaea. And of course, things that are big, in order for them to turn into pieces, they have to break apart. Only the Earth breaking apart is not something you want to be involved in. So needless to say, about 200 million years ago, when the Triassic period, chapter 1, kind of comes to a close, that's because Pangaea starts to rip apart. And almost, I think somewhere in the neighborhood of 80% of every living thing on Earth dies.
Wow.
Not just the new dinosaurs and crocodiles, but animals in the oceans, plants, insects, insects which make up a massive population of the Earth. That many things pass away. They just get annihilated when that happens. But that also allows us a time for renewal and change. And we go from the Triassic to the Jurassic. Now, of course, everyone knows that name from the movies, Jurassic Park, Jurassic World. This is probably one of my favorite time periods, Maddie, because this is when dinosaurs get gigantic. It's the Jurassic time, which was about 200 million years ago to about 145 million years ago. And this is when they get truly massive. They become the largest things to ever walk the planet. They literally take over everywhere. They're living all over the different continents, that as the continents are slowly, the very, very brand new continents, as they're making their way across the Earth, these guys are proliferating and they're living in every possible spot.
And they're evolving.
They're evolving
constant
quick.
evolution,
yes. This is also a time where that evolution really kicks in high gear and they start to take over everywhere. And we get all the, not so much these, including these massive giant long necks, but we get the things that have huge mouths full of massive teeth, giant claws, spikes, plates. One of the most famous dinosaurs, which we'll see as we walk around, Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
The big plates on his back, the spikes on his tail, which was about a 30-foot animal. It weighed in the neighborhood of 15,000 pounds, maybe give or take. Colorado State fossil, we have found footprints from those in this area. So those were very bizarre animals, and they lived here in Eagle County.
Which is so incredible and such a unique piece of our history, and something that I think you blow a lot of people's mind with as you talk about it, because I didn't honestly know this until I got to spend some time with you here before. And I think it's fascinating to hear as the evolution of the dinosaurs and Pangea breaking apart and separating and just what transpired. And this is a great way to learn. Now, we have to bring them up only because I've been obsessed since we got here with my girl Tilly, and we've got Erwin behind us. Now, why are these such a crucial part of the museum? And what's so unique about showing them?
Well, just like these guys, Tilly is a sulcata tortoise, also called an African spurfoot tortoise. She's about 2 years old, and Maddie, she's going to reach about 80 years old one day. She's going to be about 200 pounds, and it's funny because everyone's like, well, Billy, what are you going to do with her when she's that big? And I don't have to worry about that because I'm not going to be around most likely. Hopefully she'll still be living here at the museum, and the museum will be a much bigger, more established spot. But Tilly, along with Erwin, our blue iguana up here, of course, they're both reptiles, as were dinosaurs. Dinosaurs were a very unique type of reptile. But these guys are really terrific at giving, especially kids, but even adults, the chance to look at something like Erwin, who has these big spikes all over his neck and back and big scales and jowls on his face. When you look at him and look at some of these dinosaur skulls, his skull does not look a whole lot different than some of these guys' skulls.
Right.
So now a kid or even adult can look at these and go, well, maybe they had big flaps of skin. Maybe they had big scales. Maybe they had these big spikes all over their necks and back, because those things don't last. All those things I just named, those are like keratin, they're fingernails, so it disappears,
Which is so cool and such a great way to involve kind of modern living creatures with these prehistoric.
Exactly.
And then
plus they're just so cute. I mean, look at Tilly.
I know, I'm smitten. Tilly has me so smitten in here.
Tilly just steals all the girls' hearts. She is very, very cute. So things continue to change. We'll get through this. So Jurassic time, we still have one more chapter. Chapter 3 is the Cretaceous. So the Jurassic ends. It's not as violent as Pangea. The climate's changing, but needless to say, at the end of the Jurassic, a lot of these massive animals that we all know, Stegosaurus, Allosaurus, the big long necks, they all go extinct. They disappear from ancient Colorado, but now we have new locals. This is the time of Tyrannosaurus Rex, who is a Colorado dinosaur.
Wow.
We have Triceratops with the massive horns, also Colorado. We have raptors. But one of the most unique things that happened at this time, Maddie, if we could move right down here, the climate is getting very hot during this time.
Right.
And of course, as the Earth heats up, we're seeing this nowadays, we're getting a massive melt of ice, of permafrost, of snow all over the world. Well, when this happened, every bit of ice and snow in the whole world melted, all of it. And for those of you who might not realize this, if you were to go to sleep tonight and all the ice and snow in the entire world melted, when you woke up tomorrow, the oceans of the world would be as high as the Statue of Liberty's left elbow.
So
the elbow she's holding the Book of Freedom in.
A lot of people would be swimming.
A lot of people. We'd have a lot more ocean front probably here in Colorado. But if we look at this picture, these are all animals that lived here. Massive creatures, these huge mosasaurs. These are not dinosaurs, they're ocean reptiles that reach lengths of 60 to 65 feet. This museum's only about 50 feet wide, so they wouldn't even fit in here. Massive sharks used to be swimming here in Eagle County. All kinds of strange creatures. But whatever shows up, eventually things will disappear. And about 70 million years ago, something major happens.
Right.
The Rocky Mountains finally show up. And with that uplift of going from the bottom of the ocean floor to tens of thousands of feet, that combined with a cooling earth again, and all that water being pulled out and stored as ice and snow all over, those levels drastically changed. And that combined with Rockies that lived during the Cretaceous time, those Rocky Mountains lifted to sometimes 30,000 foot peaks in Colorado.
Wow.
That's higher than Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Imagine Colorado being covered in mountains that are 30,000 feet high. But they did. They took the bottom of the ocean, pushed it to the top. That's why right down the street from where we're here in Edwards, right from where we're standing, right down the street, there's layers of ocean floor right down there. So we're finding shark's teeth. We're finding bones from massive mosasaurs. We're finding these beautiful curled shells from ammonites, the squid-like creatures that used to be swimming right here. So it's incredible because it really gives us that perspective. And in my opinion, it gives us that perspective on our own lives. And we realize how fleeting everything is.
I mean, one of my favorite sayings that a history teacher told me is you don't know where you're going unless you know where you've been. And this is a great stepping stone.
It's a great stepping stone.
Into learning where we as a county and where we have been before.
And where we might be going. Who knows, in another 50 million years, these Rocky Mountains could be gone. We might be the bottom of an ocean again right here.
Or the dinosaurs could come back.
And or maybe even weirder things will come back. That's
true.
What's so incredible about science, is I always tell kids, the greatest thing about science, we don't know what someone's going to find tomorrow. And that's thrilling.
That is thrilling. Now, Billy, there are some great ways for people to get involved and to come enjoy the museum here. So let's really briefly talk about that, because we've talked a lot about the dinosaurs, but what if people want to come see the dinosaurs?
As you can tell, I'll just keep going. So our website is dinosaurjunction.org. We are a nonprofit, so dinosaurjunction.org. You can get all the information on that, our hours, when we're open. We do have family memberships. We do have single memberships. We're always taking donations. We have an incredible volunteer staff. We are all volunteer, and they are just outfitted with all kinds of knowledge. So one of the greatest things about this spot, as opposed to maybe some other museums around, is when you come here, you're going to get a personalized service. You're going to be able to talk to someone. If you're walking about and you see something that spurs a question, you can ask one of us, and we're happy to share that knowledge with people. So I think that kind of private, personal service has made us pretty unique. We've been open it'll be 2 years in June. And we're continuing to grow. Our numbers are crazy. We've had thousands of students from classes in Summit County, obviously mainly Eagle County, Garfield County. We've had students from Pitkin County. So we are moving in the right direction. But it's a fantastic museum. It is growing, and we are finding more and more things every spring. The more we find, the more we can put on exhibit here.
Which is so incredible, Billy. Thank you so much for taking the time to
Thanks
chat
for
with
being
us,
here.
walking us around, giving us all this great information, and really loving what you do, because hearing the passion in your voice sparks a curiosity within my inner child to come back and have another tour to finish the other half of the museum.
Well, good. Then my work is done.
Billy, thank you so much.
Thanks
again.
for being here.
Make sure that you come check out the museum, because you're going to fall in love. And if you are lucky enough to have local legend paleontologist Billy walking you through, you're going to fall in love even more with the dinosaurs. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
In America's heartland, living close to the land, there's a love for the country and a pride in the brand. In America's heartland, living close to the land. In America's heartland, close to the land.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
What happens to a poker player when there is life-changing money on the line?
Hey, catch! I'm rooting for me.
When they are faced with adversity?
Holy smoke. Jason can't even breathe right now. Look at him.
when a WPT title is within their grasp.
How sweet that is, baby!
See for yourself with a front row seat to all the action on the World Poker Tour.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these two luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Fleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Good morning, Vail.
Now let's take a look at the weather, and if you're weather obsessed like I am here in these mountains, you're gonna want to know what's changing. So we've got 8 a.m., 31 degrees, cloudy right now, and then the rain showers will start to move as we get later into the day. 39 degrees for the high at noon, and then rain and snow showers will be kind of filtering throughout the afternoon. 36 degrees at 8 p.m. and snow showers, which is crazy, tonight. And then looking at that I-70 corridor, Eagle, 53 degrees for the high. Avon, it gets a little bit cooler with 50 degrees. 43 degrees in Vail, and then Denver, it's like bookends between Eagle and Denver, 53 degrees collectively with 50% chance of precipitation all throughout the valley. Looking at tonight, 30 degrees for the low, and then 50 degrees or 50% for snow showers throughout the day today. And now the last thing we want to see, the 5-day. We've got 50s and rain basically all weekend long with lows in the 30s. Monday, still kind of the same with highs of 59. And then Tuesday, the rain will be gone, 55 for the high, 33 for the low. But what a great show. It's wonderful to be here with you all. Thanks for spending your time with Good Morning Vail, and we will see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods